Episode 6 of Sister Wives, Season 20, isn't just another family gathering or routine confession moment. It's a full circle reckoning. It's the kind of episode that fans will talk about for weeks, the kind that makes even the most loyal viewers sit back and whisper, "Did that just happen?" From unexpected reunions to tender and awkward attempts at new beginnings, this week's episode takes the audience deep into the emotional battlefield that is the Brown family's post-split reality. A gathering that no one expected. It all begins with a reunion that seemed impossible even a season ago. Christine is back in Flagstaff, temporarily, for a family event. The tension is immediate, almost physical. The air thick with old wounds and unspoken resentment. Viewers can practically feel Kody's heartbeat through the screen as he greets her with that half smile he's been rehearsing in his head. Christine, radiant and unapologetically confident, doesn't flinch. Her posture says it all. She's not the woman who once begged for attention. She's there for family, not reconciliation. Still, her presence stirs something in Kody. A mix of nostalgia, guilt, and what looks suspiciously like regret. In the corner, Janelle watches quietly, her own emotions harder to read. She's the bridge between everyone now, the one still trying to make peace without losing herself. And Robyn, she keeps her gaze low, pretending to scroll through her phone, though the cameras catch every flicker of unease crossing her face. The courtship subplot nobody saw coming. While the reunion dominates the headlines, another storyline brews beneath the surface, something that brings a spark of curiosity to the fandom: the whispers of courtship. Christine's eldest daughter, Aspen, reveals that she's been gently encouraging her mother to open her heart again. And while Christine insists she's just focusing on happiness, there's a playful twinkle in her eyes when David Woolley's name comes up. TLC producers lean into it, teasing the audience with just enough clips to fuel speculation. A dinner scene follows, where Christine and David meet with friends. He compliments her independence, and for a split second, Christine blushes like a teenager. It's lighthearted, refreshing, and surprisingly wholesome. After years of seeing her feel overlooked, this moment feels like justice. The courtship storyline isn't about drama, it's about rebirth. Meanwhile, Kody can't hide his discomfort. In a confessional, he admits, "It's strange, seeing her happy with someone else. I thought I was okay with it, but it's complicated." Fans immediately catch the irony. Kody, the man who once balanced 4 relationships, now struggles with watching an ex find peace in one. Mary's moment of reflection. Elsewhere, Mary steals a scene that hits deeper than anyone expects. Sitting at her B&B, she opens up to producers about forgiveness, not just toward others, but toward herself. "I spent so many years trying to fit into a version of love that didn't include me anymore. Now I'm realizing that letting go isn't failure, it's freedom." The comment feels directed at both Kody and the fans, who've watched her journey with compassion and frustration in equal measure. Her segment becomes a quiet standout, proof that Mary's transformation isn't for cameras, it's for her soul. The montage that follows shows her laughing with guests, renovating a room, and even planning a small retreat for women seeking renewal. It's the kind of self-sufficient energy that contrasts starkly with Kody's ongoing spiral. Kody faces the mirror. And then comes the part that steals the whole episode: Kody's reckoning. For most of this season, he's been deflecting blame, dodging questions, and shifting between denial and defensiveness. But episode 6 finally corners him. Sitting across from Sukanya Krishnan in an interview segment, he's asked the question that's been haunting viewers for years. "Kody, do you think you failed your family?" There's a long silence. Then, for perhaps the first time in Sister Wife's history, Kody doesn't dodge. He looks down, then back up, and says yes. He admits he let ego cloud judgment, that he pushed too hard for unity when what his wives needed was individuality. He even acknowledges the favoritism fans have called out for years, confessing that he didn't realize how much it hurt until it was too late. It's a raw, humbling moment, the kind of honesty that could either mark a turning point or a last attempt at damage control. Robyn later reacts to the confession, visibly emotional. She says she just wants us all to find peace. But the audience can tell. She's just as unsure as everyone else about what that peace looks like. The fans weigh in. Online, the fandom is ablaze. Threads on Reddit and TikTok light up within minutes of the episode airing. Some praise Kody for finally owning his mistakes. Others call it too little, too late. Christine's glow-up is the real story here, one fan comments. Mary's piece is inspiring, another writes. But the loudest sentiment? Kody's admission doesn't erase the years we watched him dismiss them. Still, even critics admit this is the most self-aware version of Kody Brown the show has ever given us. A glimpse into what's next. The closing montage hints at shifting tides. Christine and David share a scenic drive through Utah. Mary hosts a women's retreat, and Janelle is seen FaceTiming with her kids, smiling like someone finally free of emotional weight. Then there's Kody, standing alone outside his home, staring out at the Arizona landscape. His voiceover says, "Maybe it's not about rebuilding what's broken. Maybe it's about learning who I am without them." For a moment, the chaotic patriarch seems almost human, vulnerable. And that's where TLC leaves it, on a note both painful and poetic. Final thoughts. Episode 6 of Sister Wives Season 20 isn't about explosive fights or wild accusations. It's about reflection, renewal, and reluctant acceptance. It's about watching people who once shared everything realize that sometimes love means letting go. The reunions bring closure, the courtship adds hope, and Kody's rare humility provides the emotional heartbeat. After years of turmoil, this episode finally balances drama with depth. It reminds us why we keep watching, not for the arguments, but for those fleeting moments when real life breaks through the reality TV gloss. And as the screen fades to black, one thing is certain. The Browns may never be a traditional family again, but their story is far from over. When the camera stopped rolling on episode 6, the producers didn't celebrate. They sat in silence, watching the playback again and again. Kody's rare, vulnerable confession, his first open admission of failure, wasn't just a TV moment. It was a shockwave. For over a decade, Sister Wives has thrived on tension, heartbreak, and the ever-changing power dynamics of the Brown family. But in Season 20, Episode 6, something shifted. It wasn't anger anymore. It was reflection. And TLC's creative team knew instantly this was the kind of emotional honesty that could redefine the show's future. The control room reaction. Inside the Flagstaff control room, senior producer Monica Klein watched the live feed from Kody's confessional with a hand over her mouth. "He's never said it before," she whispered to her assistant. "Not like this." The staff around her exchanged uncertain glances. For years, they'd edited around Kody's defensiveness, building episodes from fragments of emotion and long stretches of denial. But this was unfiltered. "He just said he failed," the assistant repeated, stunned. Yeah, and that one sentence might save this franchise. Because after 15 years on air, Sister Wives has reached a crossroads. Viewers have grown fatigued by repetition, the heartbreak cycles, the arguments, the same porch, same promises, same pain. But in episode 6, cracked the narrative open, turning the story inward toward self-awareness. The new direction, healing as a storyline. At TLC headquarters in Silver Spring, Maryland, the post-episode meeting ran long into the night. The showrunners, network executives, and producers debated what came next. People don't want the old chaos anymore, one executive argued. They want evolution, growth, redemption. Exactly, Monica countered. We've told the breakup story. Now let's tell the rebuilding story, individually. They mapped out a vision for Season 21 that looked nothing like the early years. The new pitch? Christine's new life, planning her future with David Woolley and navigating blending families. Mary's reawakening, turning her B&B and retreats into a symbol of independence. Janelle's peace, exploring what freedom and co-parenting look like after emotional detachment. Kody's reckoning, confronting loneliness and trying to redefine fatherhood without control. Robyn's reality, facing life without the shield of plural marriage, dealing with criticism and rediscovering her identity beyond being the last wife. For the first time in years, producers weren't talking about conflict, they were talking about healing arcs. Still, not everyone was convinced. One senior editor warned, "We have to be careful. Viewers love redemption, but they also love drama. If we make it too soft, we'll lose the spark." Monica nodded. Then we give them both, real growth and real reactions, because healing isn't peaceful, it's messy. Christine's power move. Meanwhile, Christine's scenes were trending across every social platform. Fans weren't just cheering her happiness, but they were crediting her for changing the entire tone of the show. TLC executives noticed. Quietly, they began drafting plans to center her story as the emotional core of season 21. Christine's energy is magnetic, Monica explained in a call with network execs. She's become the voice of renewal, the proof that walking away can still lead to grace. They even discussed spinning off a limited series focused on Christine and David's new life in Utah, tentatively titled Starting Over: The Next Chapter. That idea, still under wraps, could represent the next phase of the Sister Wives universe, a softer, introspective branch of the show that focuses less on polygamy and more on personal reinvention. Kody's confession fallout. Behind the scenes, Kody's team was less enthusiastic. His confession might have resonated with fans, but it also reopened old wounds for him personally. According to one producer's notes, Kody requested to review the footage before final edits. He reportedly wanted to clarify his tone, worried it made him look broken rather than remorseful. TLC refused. Authenticity is the point, Monica insisted. You can't ask for redemption and still control the script. It was a turning point for the production crew, who had long walked a tightrope between Kody's strong personality and the show's need for honesty. Episode 6 marked the first time they truly chose truth over comfort. Kody's new arc in season 21 is expected to delve into that fallout, showing the consequences of vulnerability on a man who's built his entire identity on being in charge. Mary's the surprise comeback. If Christine's freedom gave viewers hope, Mary's quiet resilience gave them peace. Her B&B storyline, once a side note, has become a centerpiece of TLC's vision moving forward. Fans are rooting for her, an editor said during the post-meeting recap. She's finally getting her dignity back. We can show her teaching others what she had to learn the hard way. TLC greenlit a mini-documentary segment where Mary would host retreats for women seeking healing after loss, betrayal, or heartbreak. It's not just TV, it's transformation. One producer summed it up perfectly. For years, she was framed as the one waiting for Kody. Now, she's the one building without him. The emotional rebrand. Behind closed doors, TLC is rebranding Sister Wives from a reality show about plural marriage into something deeper, a generational study of love, faith, and self-worth. The marketing team is already testing slogans like 4 Women, 1 Journey, Family Rewritten, From Separation to Strength. And while cynics might call it a rebrand to save ratings, insiders say it's more than that. It's evolution. The cast, the producers, even the network have grown up with the audience. The Brown story no longer fits into old molds, and TLC knows the only way forward is authenticity. Fans as co-creators. Also, TLC has noticed how fan communities have become part of the narrative. Online forums now function like living story rooms, analyzing, debating, even predicting the show's direction. Producers have begun quietly engaging with those spaces, studying feedback and incorporating audience emotion into the rhythm of the show. In one internal memo, a producer wrote, "We don't just film them anymore. We listen to you. The audience isn't separate, it's part of the family." That's why episode 6 mattered so much. It didn't just shift Kody's story, it shifted the relationship between TLC and its viewers. Season 21, The Road Ahead. By the episode's end, the creative blueprint for season 21 is clear. It's not about rebuilding the Brown family, it's about redefining it. Expect deeper storytelling, fewer staged group dinners, and more individual growth arcs filmed like personal documentaries. Fans might see the Browns in therapy, revisiting old homes, or even confronting the production crew directly about how the show shaped their lives. The closing goal: to create a season where truth replaces tension. And yet, as one producer said before leaving the meeting, no matter how much they grow, this family will always find a way to surprise us. That's the beauty of the Browns. They're unfinished. Final scene: the producer's reflection. In a quiet post-production moment, Monica watched the raw footage one last time. Kody's tea session, Christine's laughter, Mary's peace. This, she whispered to herself, isn't just a TV show anymore. It's a mirror. The screen faded to black. The music swelled. And somewhere in that quiet mix of regret and hope, Sister Wives found its soul again. By the morning after episode 6 aired, the Sister Wives fandom was in a frenzy. Hashtags like hashtag Kody confesses, hashtag Christine wins, and hashtag Mary rises dominated social media. TikTok edits of Kody's confessions spliced with Christine's laughter gained millions of views overnight. For the first time in years, the internet wasn't just mocking the Browns, it was invested again. The internet reacts. Is Kody finally human? On Reddit, threads ballooned past 1,000 comments within hours. One post titled, "Did Kody just admit fault?" climbed to the front page of the show's subreddit. Fans debated whether his confession was genuine or just another calculated move. User @ThePlagueLifeWatcher wrote, "It's weird seeing Kody look defeated. I almost felt sorry for him for like 3 seconds." @DesertDaughter87 replied, "He finally looked like a real person, not a character pretending to be in control." @Christina's Queen added, "This isn't about pity, it's about accountability. It's about time." Over on X, formerly Twitter, the tone was both skeptical and emotional. One viral tweet read, "Christine's joy, Mary's peace, Janelle's freedom, and Kody's regret. Who could have predicted this ending 10 years ago?" Even longtime critics admitted the episode hit differently. Viewers who had once written off the series were now binge-watching old seasons to track the downfall. TikTok creators stitched together emotional montages, turning Kody's quote, "Maybe it's not about rebuilding what's broken," into the season's unofficial mantra. TLC watched the trend explode. Inside TLC's digital strategy office, analytics dashboards lit up like fireworks. Mentions of Sister Wives jumped 400% in 48 hours. Episode 6 clips were being shared faster than the network's own promotional content. "This is lightning in a bottle," said Amanda Ruiz, TLC's head of social engagement, "and we can't waste it." TLC had seen viral spikes before, but this one was different. The tone online wasn't just outrage, it was emotion. People were empathizing, discussing forgiveness, relating. "We spent years producing chaos. Now we have something better, connection," Ruiz told her team. And that's when TLC made the decision to quietly shift the entire marketing plan for season 21. The secret campaign, Project Renewal. Internally, it was codenamed Project Renewal, a soft rebrand of Sister Wives designed to emphasize growth, self-awareness, and transformation. No flashy trailers, no clickbait promises of screaming matches. Instead, the campaign would be emotional, cinematic, and deeply human. The tagline they settled on? After the breakup comes the becoming. The plan had 3 layers. Authentic storytelling. Feature raw behind-the-scenes moments from the cast that didn't make it into the show. No scripts, no talking points, just unfiltered reflection. Social media confessionals, mini clips filmed by the wives themselves, speaking directly to fans. Christine in her kitchen, Mary at her B&B, even Kody, awkwardly trying to express himself without defensiveness. Interactive fan engagement. A series of Q&A live streams titled Where Do We Go From Here?, where producers, editors, and even therapists discuss the real emotional themes of the show. The goal was clear: turn Sister Wives from a guilty pleasure drama into a mirror for real people navigating broken relationships and personal rebirth. Christine becomes the unofficial face of renewal. TLC's marketing team didn't even have to try. Christine naturally became the symbol of the new era. Her segments were shared on morning talk shows, Instagram fan pages reposted her quotes about self-worth and growth. She began trending outside the Sister Wives bubble, with lifestyle blogs calling her the most authentic reality star of the year. TLC capitalized fast. They arranged a sit-down interview for Christine and David with People magazine, framed not as gossip, but as a love story about second chances. In the interview, Christine said, "Healing isn't about revenge or regret. It's about joy, pure, everyday joy." That single line became TLC's next promotional slogan. Within 24 hours, they posted a teaser clip with the caption, "Joy is the new chapter." The unexpected comeback, Mary's rebranding moment. While Christine captured headlines, Mary quietly built momentum of her own. Her empowerment retreats became a hit on Instagram. Photos of women gathered at her B&B in Parowan, smiling beside her in mountain light, became viral symbols of strength. TLC decided to lean in. They sent a small documentary crew to follow her next retreat, with plans to release it as a digital miniseries on YouTube. Tentative title, Mary Rising. It's a subtle but strategic move, allowing TLC to test fan appetite for smaller spin-off stories while building Mary's image as a life coach-style figure rather than a heartbroken ex-wife. One insider summed it up as, "Mary used to represent endurance. Now she represents evolution. That's a story people want to follow." Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn face the public. Not every corner of the internet is kind to Kody and Robyn. The same confession that made fans soften toward Kody also reignited debates about favoritism and emotional imbalance. But TLC's producers see opportunity in that. They plan to film a new sit-down segment for season 21 titled The Reckoning, where Kody and Robyn answered tough fan questions directly. No editing, no protective spin. One senior producer described it as Kody's last chance to rewrite his narrative before the audience writes it for him. It's the kind of line TLC executives live for. Part tragic, part poetic, entirely marketable. The fan-fueled machine. What TLC didn't expect was how quickly fans began acting as unpaid promoters. TikTok creators dissected every emotional beat, building playlists like Kody's redemption journey and Christine's freedom era. YouTube commentators posted thoughtful essays about forgiveness, masculinity, and healing. The network's analytics showed something stunning. Sister Wives Season 20 clips were getting more engagement than entire episodes of TLC's newer reality franchises, combined. By week's end, the show wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. The marketing rollout. Hope as the hook. TLC Season 21 teaser trailer, currently in secret post-production, opens not with chaos, but with quiet. Christine laughing in her kitchen, Mary lighting a candle at her B&B, Janelle walking a forest trail, Kody standing on a porch at sunset. Then his voiceover. You don't realize how much you've lost until silence becomes the only thing that listens back. The camera fades to black. The tagline appears. Sister Wives, redemption begins. Executives expect it to premiere online weeks before the season release, not during a commercial break, but as a digital cinematic event. TLC has learned something profound. In the age of streaming, audiences don't want noise, they want truth. Final reflections: the franchise's second life. If episode 6 was a turning point, then the online reaction became its resurrection. The fans didn't just save Sister Wives, they reshaped it. TLC, once chasing ratings with chaos, now understands the real currency of the series isn't conflict, it's catharsis. Christine, Mary, Janelle, Robyn, and Kody have all, in their own ways, evolved from cast members into case studies, proof that even reality TV can grow up. And as TLC quietly builds its next campaign, one message drives every creative decision. The Browns are no longer breaking apart, they're becoming whole again.